He's back! Anyways, I do want to give a warning. It's not really a big warning, but just to make sure, this does revolve, a little bit of this chapter does around arguing and also how do I put this? But a mental state of thinking that you are dying. So I do want to tell you that, but he is back, and I hope you guys enjoy! Lady Lishu's POV. Your Majesty, Empress Rei Lishu would like to speak with you. Nothing. I stood there waiting for her to speak. It was becoming unbearable, waiting there with her court ladies looking at me, their gazes, not one you can call so friendly. Come in, she spoke. The two ladies opened the door, allowing me in. I heard the door shut as I took a seat in front of her. I then bowed, my head resting on my hands. I hope you have been well. And I moved up, but didn't look her in her eyes for a few seconds. Then, looking up to her piercing eyes. How have you been? I asked as she looked straight into my eyes. How is the young prince? She didn't answer my question. He is healthy, and he loves to be held. I spoke, and she took a sip of her tea. The quietness was tense and unbearable. He's weak, she spat as she placed her teacup down. I narrowed my eyes. Men shouldn't love to be held. He should want to roam and explore, not sit in his mother's arms. Your POV. I had gotten back to work, going through paperwork, as Kai was taking care of Ryu. Yin! I looked up from my work. Yes? He was looking right at me. Ryu asleep in his arms. We should be going back to the main house soon. It's about to get colder, and I have more resources for Rui's warmth there. I widened my eyes. Winter already? And he nodded. I laid my head on the table. Sure, I huffed, puffing my cheeks out. Don't worry, they will surely know how to treat you better. He smiled just a bit. To per se, you didn't want to go back to the manor at all. This place seems so much nicer to you, well, the people at least, and it was much safer for you. You weren't being murdered every week, and you wanted Ryu to be safe. You then looked up as Ryu moved a bit. He rubbed his thumb onto his forehead. Ryu, my little boy, you are okay. He reassured the little boy who was starting to wiggle around, soon calming down and going back to sleep. I smiled at the display, coming over and sitting next to him. My lord, lady? Kai's smile faded as he looked to the door. Yes, what's so important? He snapped. You have a letter from the Empress. The male spoke, with a trembling in his voice. You walked over and took the letter from his hands, and you noticed how Kai's eyes were on him and not on you. You slowly opened the seal as the man left the room, reading over what could be in the letter sent from Lishu. And your eyes widened. What? Kai asked as you walked over. We've been invited to a hunting party? You looked up at him, and as always, she's asking if she can borrow Suzumi again for this. Kai stared, thinking, the woods are dangerous. I wonder why she is going and inviting you as well. What do you mean? You tilted your head just a bit. The human world has dangers, yes, but even the bunnies attack when threatened. You stood there for a bit, thinking if you should actually go. It's from the Empress. We have to go. Every time she is called upon us, something bad always happens to her or threatens her life. Kai looked up to you. No, this is an invitation. It's not an order. Only lending Suzumi. He spoke, somewhat stern even, like he was speaking to a child that had done something wrong. Please, you would be going as well. And what of Rio? He asked. We can take Haru and Yona. I'm sure others will take... You paused, really not liking to use the word for people. Well, in this case, demons. Servants. He stood there. We'll go. As long as you stay clear of the forest by yourself. And you will always be with Yona or Haru. You nodded. We're new territory. I wouldn't risk it at all. You nodded to him. Fine. When and where? He sternly asked, still not liking the idea. You read further and further into the letter until it finally ended. It's a party for the Emperor's birthday. That means more guards and likely more assassination attempts of the higher-ranking officers and His Majesty. He interrupted. Her Majesty wants us to go. She says she can tell something bad will happen to someone there, but she doesn't know who yet. Kai thought for a moment, looking down at Rio. And what are we supposed to do? He asked after some time. I don't know. Maybe she wants us to be there because she enjoys our presence? You smiled and looked at him. You mean she likes your presence? He spoke. But we'll go. Something new. This place has been getting too boring as of late. He spoke as he walked past, but paused. Do you want him or? He asked, as almost like he didn't want to let go of him. No, I need to tell the girls of this. And right. You spoke, walking past him and to the door. And you made your way to your room. The three girls were cleaning up and talking about something, but it didn't revolve around you, so you weren't going to ask. Girls, we got somewhere to go soon. You beamed, and the three looked at each other. What do you mean? Don't tell me it's something stupid. Yona placed the broom down. It's not. It's from the Empress. Suzumi moved a bit, wondering what it could be. The Emperor is having a hunting birthday trip, really. She wishes for me to come and to borrow you, Suzumi. She looked confused, and then she realized what that had meant. Oh, she probably wants me to look after the young prince. Oh, wait. I should probably ask his name. She gasped, realizing that she never really asked for his name. And you realize that you never got his name, did you? I feel bad now, too. I don't even know his name either. You lightly giggled to yourself. But anyways, we need to get ready for this. The three nodded. I'm just worried why you were invited. Not to be rude, my lady, but the forest... You raised your hand. Kai has already told me about it. Haru nodded. Sorry. And if it's about the Emperor, we must be careful. With Kai getting poisoned... And Suzumi spoke, her brows furrowed. I hear the Emperor may still want to make you his. Even if it isn't the title of Empress, he'll surely make you a consort of some sorts. The two of you froze. But someone has to watch Ryu. You will be with your Majesty. None of us can handle poison in any amount. Yona argued. I'm not saying us. Someone new. We could ask Lishu since she's asking for me. Suzumi spoke. I don't need one. You spoke. The three looked at you confused, worried, and Yona looked pissed. No, poison are still something to be worried about here. She spat. Yona, you spoke. No, there's little... No. Poison here is dangerous. Even if there's antidotes, it can still damage your body. There are little ways to tell for poison, you remember? Bowl, spoon, smells, tastes, even how it looks. Haru whispered, catching the two of you off guard. I remember. She played with her hair. They will most likely serve them with silver bowls. meaning it will change color, along with the spoons, cups, and chopsticks. If not, we'll have to look at the drinks and see if there's differences. If it has ice, we need to make sure it floats. Haru looked up from her fingers, seeing us just pausing there. Quiet. Smell is the hardest to figure out. She blushed out, looking down once more. My, I'm so proud of you. You remembered. You clasped your hands and smiled, holding hers. Huh? Yona crossed her arms. Since Haru's hands will be on my food more than the two of yours, I told her a thing or two I knew from my world. Suzumi shook her head. Some poisons here are not easily detected. She spoke. It's believed the young prince was killed with it. Suzumi spoke. Wait, do you mean... Haru spoke. No, she means the emperor's brother. Yona spoke, causing you to hum in confusion. See, not many speak of him, but the emperor had a younger brother. Demons thought he would become the emperor, but in his wife's room they found a poison that had killed him over time, so she was killed off, as well as sadly along with our daughter. Suzumi looked down. I was to serve her, the young princess, but that was when my lady had married the emperor. You stood there, taking in all this information. Wait, how did you even get to this point? First you were talking about the dangers, and now the former emperor's brother and family? Wait, why would they have a wedding so close after his death? You asked. They needed an heir as soon as possible since he was the only one left. You gave her a look as if saying, but a human? She didn't answer, or she didn't understand you because of the hidden code. Wanted to send her way without Haru knowing. But Yuna understood what you were trying to say. You then clasped your hands. All right, we need to get ready for this as soon as we can. Will you ladies please pack for me? And Ryu, Chrono will probably be packing for Kai. There are things we still need to get finished before we can leave. The three of them nodded. Thank you. You turned and then paused, looking back at the three of them. If anyone asks, we are returning home. They nodded and bowed. A yes, my lady. Time skip. You held Rui close as the carriage moved and jumped around. I swear they are trying to hit every rock they can. Kai fumed, rubbing the bridge of his nose. I do hope Yona, Haru, and Chrono are right. You held Ryu tighter as you looked at Kai. Ryu had been bundled up in a cute little furry jacket, 'cause you were up in the mountains. And he hummed, They are all right there. Setting up our stuff, right? He pondered, knowing he was right, but just wondering. The four really left before the three of you. It was so that everything and everyone could get to the festivities sooner than later. Kai for the whole trip looked to be focused the whole time, looking out the window. Did something come to your mind? You asked after the road settled down, and he sighed, moving the curtain to close. I'm just tense. We will be with officers of all rankings. He was right, from all ages. This was terrifying. The carriage slowed down and came to a stop. Hearing the birds could be finally heard outside. We're here. Kai opened the door, stepping out, and you followed suit, but Kai helping you down, of course. Don't let anyone touch you, Kai whispered as the two of you walked more and more, many watching as you moved. It was unsettling, until some of them started to bow. Why, hello there, Chizaki. It was the Emperor, his arms held wide, and Kai bowed. So you did the same, but not exactly. I am sorry that I cannot bow much more. You spoke, and he only laughed. Oh, do not worry. You are a guest of my Empress. He smiled. and you noticed that many of the people had left, just the servants that stayed with him. It was obvious he was looking at Kai and not you. It bothers both you and Kai. You could tell it, just in the way Kai's eyes were narrowed. Why are you so tense? He spoke. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, this is my first time being at one of these events. You nervously smiled. Would you like me to explain it to you? No! You cleared your throat. I'm sorry. Ryu pulled at my hair. It wasn't a lie. Truly, it wasn't. He truly did, lightly giggling as he did so. My, isn't he cute? The Emperor smiled as he looked down to Ryu. I heard you have a new son as well, Kai spoke, wanting to change the subject away from his. Oh, why, yes. It was a shock to me. The Empress's palace houses or works no men at all, not even guards. He rubs his chin. A miracle, I would say. Kai spoke, and the Emperor looked at him. Why, yes. And tension grew between the two, and you swore you could see lightning shooting from the two of them. My Yin, it's a pleasure to see you again. Li Shu spoke, Suzumi behind her with her son. Hello, Your Majesty. You and Kai bowed. I would like you to meet Kosei. She took him from Suzumi's arms and held him with such care. My, isn't he quite the cutie? You tickled his stomach, causing him to lightly giggle. Don't encourage that behavior for the prince. You looked over to see an elderly woman, decorated in all sorts of golds and reds. She didn't look ready for a hunting trip, more like a grand party. She wore a scowl on her face, her hands in her sleeves, covering her whole body. Yes, my lady. Li Shu bowed. So did the Emperor and Kai. You realized you had frozen a bit, wondering why until your brain understood what Li Shu meant. She stared down at you. Sorry for not bowing sooner. I didn't realize it was you until it was far too late. She tissed. My, you must be quite dumb not to be as quick as you are, as they say. Your bottom lip was trembling. Feeling as if you were about to cry, you felt a hand on your shoulder. Sorry to speak without spoken to, but my wife is remarkable. Kai spoke with a stern voice and expression, his grip a little tight, but something comforting to you. Yes, she is. Li Shu smiled down at you. The elderly woman sighed before taking a long breath in and then out. All right, then why don't you join in the hunt? She wore a smile, and she gestured to the demons around. Show how smart you truly are. She grinned more. I'm sorry, but No, I think that's a wonderful idea. The Emperor laughed out. But who would watch after Rui? You spoke finally. He's still too young to be away from me for too long. You spoke sternly. You have those two ladies who can take care of him. She tilted her head. Why is she so insistent on you going? Was this what Li Shu was talking about? You took a breath in and out. Fine, I will. She clasped her hands together. My, I never truly thought you would. She smiled. Well, you did in fact push her to do so. Kai stared daggers at the woman. Mind your tone. The Emperor finally spat to Kai. I'm not crying, but baby crying, broke through the tense air. Shh, it's all right, Kosei. I'm sorry, but I will have to excuse myself. She lightly bowed, Li Shu, and walked away with Suzumi following. We should be doing the same. Kai bowed, making you quickly do so, ushering you away. Bitch. You mumbled out after you made it far away from her and into a building lent for you and Kai, seeing Yona pointing to different things to Haru. Make sure those are far away from Ryu as possible. She walked over to shut the windows, turning to notice you and Kai. I'm sorry for not seeing you sooner. She bowed, making Haru do the same shortly after. You took a breath in, but Kai spoke before you could. Until you are called, pretend we are not here. He sat down on a sofa as you looked around the place, just a bit more. Yona? She hummed. Yes? She asked as she stood in front of him. Prepare another set of bow and arrows. She hummed. Did yours break coming here? She asked. No. The Dowager requested me going. Yona gasped, along with causing Haru to drop the pot. Haru? Yona spat. I'm sorry. I'll get it cleaned up, but why would she want her to go? She gasped out. Haru? Yona? Kai? The three of you looked to you. I understand what Lishu was warning us. You turned to look at them. Many warnings. You looked back to Rui. It either deals with me dying or Rui. You shook, your whole body feeling as if it was going to pass out. It was quiet. Kai, please. If anything happens, make sure Ryu is the first one to be taken care of. You hear him get up. Have you gone mad? Once again, quiet. Nothing. Even the outside had gone quiet. You turned to look at him, but not moving your body. He stood tall, his body tense as the girls looked shocked, confused, in anger. Kai, I will do anything for Rui, even if it means I'm dead. You spat, then looked back to the sleeping baby. Lishu was right. Being a mother means you'll do anything for your child. You turned fully and walked to Yona, giving Ryu to her. I'm sorry. I need some time just for me. You looked to Kai, waiting. You don't know what you were waiting for. A nod, a yes, just something. He moved his head up, then down, just a tiny bit. A nod. And you quickly turned and walked to the door, making it to the garden. Seeing the demons walking around with one another, you walked to one of the servants. Where is the Empress, Lishu? The girl looked up, but you froze. She looked like you, but a younger version. Like she was you. She was only 8. Are you all right? Her voice snapped you out of your mind. She sounded just like you. I'm sorry, I spaced out. You giggled. Go up north. She pointed up north, lightly bowing afterwards. Thank you. You smiled and walked the way she offered. Please have her not be with the Emperor or the Dowager, you pleaded in your mind as you made it to the house. Who are you? Spat a male's voice. A real guard's to be. He was tall, with black hair, but looked familiar somehow. I'm Yin Chizaki. I wish to speak with Her Majesty Lishu. Wait here, he spat, turned on his heels and went inside. You waited, as it felt darker and darker. The sun set halfway of you until he came out. My lady wishes to see you. He slightly bows, then leads the way through the smaller palace. And both of you came to a door, with 2 ladies standing on either side. My lady, Lady Yin. He nodded to the 2 ladies, and they opened the door. There she sat, with Kosei in her arms. She then looked to you, first with a smile and a worried look. Why do you look so tense? She asked, giving Kosei to Suzumi, then walking over to you. I think I know what has been causing you stress and worry about this hunting trip. Suzumi now looked towards you. Tell it to me, but whisper. Who knows who could be listening in? You moved closer and closer to her. I feel as if the Empress Dowager wants to get rid of me, or Rui, or maybe even you and the new crown prince. She froze. But I'm worried that that will be dead by the end of this party. You looked at each other, not knowing what to say. Further, you bowed. I'm sorry for taking your time, but I must get going. Ryu must be calling for me right now. You walked to the opening doors. Bowen, she spoke, the man walking in and stopping you. Make sure she gets home safe. He nodded. Yes, sister. Looking to you. Then, starting to walk. I'll make sure you get there safe. He spoke, as you two made it to the gates. Are you? Yes, I am. Yes, I wasn't born here, but yes, I am dead. He answered. And my sister wishes for your safety. And I will always make sure she's safe and happy. He then paused. You don't know why he was telling you all this. Was it because it was of Li Shu's request? And now you could see why he looked so familiar. He must have been related to her. Of course, like he said. We are here. You looked to the place. It didn't seem like the same to you no more. Only a trap. Like it was darker. More poisonous. Thank you. You bowed, then walked in, slowly, making sure that it was safe for you and Rui. Oh my god, how long has it been since our Kai was out? Sorry, I'm looking right now, so give me a moment. But man, all this and that, damn, what could be up? What could be going on? Will anyone die? But man, I wonder who. I'll tell you, I'll just give you a hint. It's not gonna be you, because man, I'm gonna feel real bad if the ending of this story is just you dying. Anyways, how long has it been? It's been 4 months? OMG, guys, I am so sorry. I am so sorry that it has been 4 months. Holy moly. Anyways, guys, sorry, I was so flabbergasted. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry again for the 4 months delay. I will hopefully not have a 4-month delay for the next chapter. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this so much. I love you all so much. Love you all. Mwah.